Okay, we are doing public domain movie The Bat, so because of it, it has nothing to do with Batman though. The Bat has nothing to do with Batman. But we're doing the public domain movie The Bat from, what year was that?
Was it 1958?
59.
Oh.
So close. Yes, but we're going to be talking about the Batman movies at the same time. That's why I have this on, and that's why she's got the Batgirl, I guess you could say Batgirl glasses. She didn't actually wear those type of glasses, but we're not going to keep these on the whole time. We're just going to keep them on for a second, and then we're going to switch out of it. So get a good look of it. We're probably going to stop the camera here and go back to our regular glasses and stuff like that. So yeah, you got to look at it though. You can't tell I don't have on my hat, you know, because I'm not bald, but I didn't think wearing a hat on the top of the
It defeats the purpose of it being a bat.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't look like a bat.
No, and it's sticking way up high because I can't put the, but I was afraid you would see that I'm bald. I don't know. I'm baldish. I have hair on the sides and stuff in the back, but not on the top. So, all right, so you've seen us in this, and we're going to go back to our regular look and then start the show. Okay, we took off the apparel. I like to say, and we're back. What's that from?
Oh.
And we're back. You got to say it like that, though. The skit on Saturday Night Live with, what's the Tonight Show guy?
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon and Affleck. They were doing the.
Oh.
They were doing the disc jockeys.
Okay.
And he and Jimmy Fallon had certain characters, and Affleck was doing the exact same characters but changing the name a little teeny bit, and whatever he would do it too.
Okay.
And he would say, "Hey man, you're doing exactly what I'm," you know, when they go on break. And he, "No, I'm not. They were, you know." But every time they come back from a commercial, he'd say, "And we're back," like that. He'd say it just like that. That's where I got that from. So, all right, we're doing The Bat from 1959. And nobody's going to watch it, but imagine if you did. Okay?
It really wasn't a bad movie.
No, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't scary. It
No.
wasn't. There wasn't a monster. There was a man that they referred to as the Bat, and he had clawed. He had on black gloves that had like hook claws things, and he would tend to kill his victim with these clawed hands. Which the motivation behind it all was to get money, wasn't it? yeah, like everything else in this world, huh? Okay. So we're not going to dwell on the Batman, the Bat movie. We'll dwell on the other Batman movies, but we're going to let her talk just briefly about the people in the movie you're not going to watch. Okay, go ahead.
So there's a character named Judy Hollander. It was played by Darla Hood, and Darla Hood played Darla in The Little Rascals, the original Little
They didn't
Rascals.
even change her name.
I know, right? She died at the age of 48. She had an appendectomy, and right after that, she immediately passed away from heart failure.
And it was bad blood. They give her a bad blood transfusion of some sort, and it didn't go right with her, and it killed her. So.
Do you think they gave her the wrong blood type?
No, I don't think it was
Would
wrong
that
blood. I think
kill
it
you?
was actually, it was something.
Tainted blood, maybe?
Yeah, they had something, and when they put it into her, she had it too, and it killed her. And I forgot what it was.
And then the only other thing I did, everyone in that movie was pretty boring.
Vincent Price is in it, and everybody knows about Vincent Price. We've already talked about Vincent Price.
Agnes Moorehead played Cornelia, which was the main female. And of course, we all know her as Endora from Bewitched. But she was not really a very nice person.
No, she was kind of the butthole that you see on Bewitched to Darren and everything. Yeah, she wasn't acting.
I think she was a little full of herself.
Yeah, she was
kind of held herself above the other actors, and she was very judgmental of them.
And people don't take kindly to that. Even if you think it in your head, like I do, you don't throw it on everybody.
Sometimes it's better to keep it inside and not let it come out.
Yeah, when I walk around Comic-Con, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm Agnes Moorehead, but I Try to be cool about it, okay? Because I know that I'm different than the rest of the people. I said, that's okay, but you got to not say anything. So any of you that come to Comic-Con, keep it a secret. Don't tell everybody. Go ahead.
That's it.
That's it. That's all we got for the
It's pretty boring.
That, so we're doing it in 4 segments, but when we're breaking, we're talking about Batman movies, okay? So let's go ahead and show the first segment of the Bat, and then we come back, we will start talking about Batman stuff, because there's not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to the Bat. So if you're going to watch it, here we go. First segment of the Bat.
This is the Oaks, a house in the country which I rented for the summer. As an author, I write tales of mystery and murder. But the things that happened in this house were far more fantastic than any story I've ever had published. I brought a staff of servants from my city apartment, and my maid Lizzie Allen, who had been with me nearly 20 years.
Lizzie?
Yes, Miss Cornelia.
Is the car ready?
It's at the door. Look, Miss Cornelia, them servants you brought from the apartment are talking about walking out on us.
Really? Well, I know they don't like it here, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Well, they've been hearing things about the killer that the police call the Bat and the murders that he committed here this past winter. Now people are saying that he's back again.
Well, how can they be sure of that? Has he committed another crime?
No, not yet, but that ain't saying that he won't. Here's something else. You've heard about the bats they have here. Animal bats, the kind that fly.
Yes, yes.
Look what it says in this magazine. This is a report from the State Health Department, and it says some of them bats is rabid.
Well.
And that ain't all.
Drive directly to Zenith Bank, Warner. I'm afraid we'll have to hurry. It's near closing time.
I'll get you there, Miss Van Gorder.
Thanks again.
Miss Van Gorder.
How do you do, Mr. Berry?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You remember Lizzie Allen?
Of course. Hello, Miss Allen.
How do you do?
So you're spending the summer with us again?
Yes, yes. I've leased the Oaks, the home of your bank president, John Fleming.
I heard you had. I was surprised.
Why? Is there something the matter with it?
No. I was surprised because Mr. Fleming said he would never rent it.
Oh? Well, I rented it from his nephew, Mark Fleming, who has the real estate office here. He said his uncle would be gone the entire summer.
Well, that's right. Mr. Fleming's in the North Woods now with his physician, Dr. Wells. Oh, pardon me. Dale, I want you to meet my wife. We were married at Christmas time.
That must have been nice.
Believe me, it was. Oh, here she is.
Oh, dear.
My
How
wife,
do you
Miss Van Gorder, Miss Allen.
How do you do, Mrs.
How do you do? Cornelia Van Gorder.
Yes.
Oh, well, I've read every murder mystery you've ever written. I just adored that weird one, The Private Morgue of Dr. X, even though it gave me the shivers.
Only the shivers? Scared hell out of me.
Oh.
Well, I really mean that Miss Corney killed them off in that one.
When you refer to my books, please don't call me Miss Corney.
Pardon me, Mr. Bailey. Mr. Hines is here to see you.
Oh, yes. Excuse me, please. Don't be strangers now.
No,
Oh,
no,
I
we
should
won't.
say not.
Oh, so you're a bride.
Well, not quite.
Not since Christmas.
You know, I'm sure I've seen you.
Well, I used to be my husband's secretary here in the bank.
Of course I remember.
May I welcome our most distinguished visitor back to Zenith?
Oh, that's very charming, but,
Lieutenant Anderson.
Lieutenant Anderson, of course. Chief of Detectives of the Zenith Police Department. This is Miss Allen.
Miss Allen?
How do you do?
Lieutenant Anderson is one of our favorite citizens. He's on the bank's board of directors.
Not bad for a policeman.
You must have made a good thing of it.
Well, I saved my money, if that's what you mean.
It's near closing time, and I've got some business in the safe deposit vault. Please come and see me, Mrs. Bailey.
Oh, I'd love to.
And you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Nice to meet you. My, what a charming woman. She moved into the Oaks just the other day.
That house is a proper setting for a writer of mysteries.
Oh, it certainly is. Vic, what's the matter?
Come in here, both of you. Andy, we're in trouble. Wendell Hines came in to pick up $350,000 worth of bonds that we were holding as collateral for a loan. They were kept in our special vault. Mr. Fleming and I are the only officers of the bank who have access to that vault.
So?
The Hines bonds are gone. That's not all. Other negotiable securities are missing. From what I can gather, short of a careful check, the bank has been looted of over $1 million worth of securities.
You'll have to notify Fleming.
I wish I could talk to him. Unfortunately, he and Dr. Wells are deep in the woods. They can't be reached by phone.
What is it?
I thought I heard someone on the path coming from the lake. Had an idea it might be that guide of ours.
Oh, Sam won't show up until morning. It's a 20-mile canoe trip from here to civilization.
5 will get you 10. Sam has a message for me.
I thought you told him at the bank not to bother you.
I did, but they'll bother me. Doctor.
Yes, John.
What would you do for $500,000?
Anything short of murder.
Why not murder?
Too messy.
Too great a risk?
For $500,000? Yes.
I pinched $1 million from the bank. Well, I'm not kidding. I embezzled it.
Not that I think you wouldn't do it if you thought you could get away with it.
I got away with it. I'm not talking about currency. I took negotiable securities that could be converted into cash. I have the cash in 10s, 20s, and 100s.
Well, I'm your doctor, not your lawyer. Why tell me this?
You'll find out why.
Who's going to take the blame for the robbery?
Bailey, the cashier. They'll never suspect me.
I like Bailey.
Well, so do I. I love the guy. I gave him his first chance.
He has a lovely little wife.
Charming girl. Was the best man.
Where's the $1 million?
In my family's tomb in Zenith. In the crypt with my father's casket.
I don't buy that, John.
No?
No. You forget that I had you in charge when you were a very sick man. When you raved in delirium. And I heard you talk about a hidden room. Now, where else could you put a hidden room except in that mansion you built? That white elephant you call the Oaks.
Look, everyone knows I have a bad heart. Now, who would doubt it if you wired the bank directors that my heart had failed? That I had fallen from a great height here in the woods, and that I was badly smashed up. You could ship the body back for burial and instruct them not to open the casket due to the condition of its contents.
Well, you realize, of course, that we'd have to have a body to put in that casket, which means that we'd have to deal with an undertaker at this end.
Of course.
Well, where do we get a body?
Couldn't we provide one of our own? How about Sam?
Sam, our guide?
Sam weighs about as much as I do. He's practically a hermit. He wouldn't be missed for a long time.
The local undertaker would know him.
Not if we made him look as if he'd been in a serious accident.
But if Bailey's going to take the blame, why'd he have to do this?
A jury might acquit him. In that case, I'd be a logical suspect. I could disappear, of course, but it's safer if they think I'm dead.
What if I don't go for this deal?
In that case, it would be too bad.
You mean you'd kill me?
What else could I do? Now that I've told you about the $1 million, I'd say you were shot in a hunting accident. Now, look, Doctor, if you can find another body instead of Sam's, it's all right with me. There's $500,000 in it for you.
I'll do my best.
I smell smoke.
So do I. What's that noise?
Look, Doctor. The woods are on fire. It's coming this way. We've got to get out of here. Out the back way.
We will. As soon as I provide that body we were talking about.
Is that you?
Yes, Miss Cornelia. There's a storm coming up, and it's gonna be a snorter. The wind nearly blew the door off its hinges.
Well, that noise blew my game higher than a kite. I think I've lost some of the cars.
Oh, I'll get them for you.
Oh, I see you found the paper.
Drat that paper boy, scooting by on his bicycle, just chucked it into a clump of bushes and let it go at that. For land's sake, Mr. Vic Bailey's been arrested.
Oh?
I think.
Victor Bailey, vice president and cashier of the Zenith Bank, was arraigned before United States Commissioner Alvin Fielding, charged with the embezzlement of over $1 million. I can't believe Vic Bailey had anything to do with that robbery. Oh, well, I see our landlord is home again.
Landlord?
Mr. Fleming. Dr. Malcolm Wells is back in town with the body of John Fleming, president of the Zenith Bank, who was killed in a forest fire. Mr. Fleming will be laid to rest in his family's tomb on Friday.
And I hope he stays there.
Well, why shouldn't he?
Well, this is his house. And ever since he died, some funny things have happened here.
For instance?
The housekeeper, the cook, and the butler said that they heard strange noises at night. And the upstairs maid swore that she met a man without a face coming up the back stairs.
Oh, so that's why they quit and left me to run this place without a staff.
They didn't tell you, Miss Corney, but the truth is they was scared to stay.
But you're still here, Lizzie. Haven't you seen anything?
No. No, and even if I had, I ain't afraid of ghosts. They're afraid of me. Honest, Miss Corney, a spiritualist told me once that ghosts was allergic to me. But this Bat feller they keep talking about in the paper, I guess he'd be different.
No, I don't think you'd have the same effect on him.
Oh, dear. What are they trying to do? Drive people away from this part of the country?
Why, what does it say about the bat?
His specialty seems to be killing women. My goodness, 2 of them in one night. All his victims died the same way, like their throats had been ripped open with steel claws.
That's a charming little caper. I'll have to try it sometime. In a book.
That ain't nothing, just something bumping against the house. That's just the wind banging a door. Pay no attention to it. Listen to this. One of his victims, who lived for a moment after she was found, described the bat as a man without a face. Honest, Miss Corney, I think that woman must have been exaggerating. That's just that heavy tapestry at the top of the stairs.
I know. I've heard it before on a windy night. That sounds as if there was someone on the stairs. I know there isn't. At least there shouldn't be.
There ain't. Them's just the noises you hear in any old house on a windy night. It says here that the bat never leaves no fingerprints.
That's understandable. Having no face, he probably has no fingers either. Lizzie! And that, I suppose, is the cat dropping its dentures.
No, No, I don't think so. But I think it's something should be looked into. Now, who chucked him down here?
The wind, I hope. There must be a window open up there. No, Lizzie. Let him lay. Let him sleep it off. I hope the power lines don't go down and put the lights out. Now, we'll check the windows in the living room and draw the curtains, and then we'll go to bed.
Yes, ma'am. I won't be a minute.
Gordy! Oh!
What is that?
Oh, when I went to get the tape, I turned the latch off. I forgot to turn it on again. He's out there. He was coming in. He might have got you.
Oh, but he didn't, and he's still out there, thanks to you. Now, you hurry now, and we'll call the police.
No, I won't leave you, Miss Coney.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am, I'm okay.
Okay.
Operator?
Give me the police department, please.
Zenith Police Department.
This is Cornelia Van Gorder. I'm living at the Oaks.
We know about that, Miss Van Gorder.
Just a moment ago, a man tried to force his way into this house.
You're not alone there, are you? What about your servants?
Well, I have none except my chauffeur, and he's away. He won't be back until the morning. Now, there's only 2 of us here tonight, and we're going to lock ourselves in my room. Now, if any of your men see anything, will you have them call me?
I'll send officers over there right away.
Oh, thank you very much. Come on, Lizzie. We're going to sleep in my room. Well, nothing can get at us in this room now, I think. This door seems good and solid.
Like the door to a tomb.
I think that couch will be comfortable. There's some extra bedding, you know. in the
Yes, ma'am.
closet. Let's see now. Huh? No bolt. Well, that's not so good.
What's that for?
That, my good woman, is a booby trap. If anybody tries to open this transom, this will be knocked off, and we'll hear it fall.
Fiddlesticks. I forgot my night things, my robe, my gown, and my slippers. I'll go get 'em now.
Now, wait a minute, Lizzie. I'll go with you.
Now, don't you bother, Miss Cornelia. My room's just down the hall.
Lizzie, I told you to wait.
It's all right. I'll only be a second. Get in here. Get in here.
Yes?
Miss Van Gorder?
Yes?
Zenith Police Department. There's a police car just outside your house, and the officers in it have reported that there's no sign of a prowler anywhere on the grounds.
Well, the man's inside now. He's in the hall, just outside my bedroom. Have your men break through the kitchen door and search this place from top to bottom.
Okay, Miss Van Gorder. Sit tight.
I will. I have a gun. And I know how to use it.
Okay, I will do it. And we're back. But I like doing that. They did that. That was such a funny skit.
You just like saying
I don't
that.
think people really like that skit like I did, but I like that skit. And I just seen it a few weeks ago. It was on the Roku TV segments, and yeah, it just reminded me of it. Okay, we're gonna start talking about the Batman stuff. Okay, Batman on TV started way before the Batman series in the 60s. I think it's 66 when it started. There was an earlier Batman. I don't know if anybody ever caught any of those episodes from, I don't know, what was the 40s or something. It was way back. I mean, the costumes were not very good or anything, but it was Batman, the series on TV, and it was. I've seen a couple of the segments. Yeah, I've actually watched a couple of those, but I didn't start watching the Batman TV series until the 60s when it came out. I was pushing 8 years old when that came out, and Adam West and Burt Ward?
Yeah.
Burt Ward. Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't have that written down.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Batman and Robin. And they lived at stately Wayne Manor. I don't know what stately Wayne Manor means, but they had a big snazzy mansion in it, and it was called Wayne Manor because their last name was Wayne, of course. But they never left it out. It was always stately Wayne Manor.
Just made it sound big.
And when they referred to Robin, Robin was his youthful ward. You always had
to say youthful.
Yeah.
You gotta note the age difference.
And of course, when you're fighting crime and fighting villains, you want to have a youthful ward that weighs about 87 pounds to help fight. You know, because I mean, the guy was scrawny. He's not scrawny anymore. He left that far behind. He's not scrawny.
No body shaming.
I'm body shaming. I'm 67. I weigh almost exactly the same, and I've done nothing. I eat crap all the time. So, yes, he was very scrawny. But here's
you were scrawny.
I was
in your
scrawny
day.
too. Yeah, back in my day. But I wasn't fighting crime.
No.
I wasn't. I stayed away from that. But anyway, back in those days, I was young. And on the bus, we would discuss watching Batman. Batman was a big deal. It was a big deal. Batman came on, I want to say, either Tuesday and Wednesday or Wednesday and Thursday of each week. They would show the first half hour on one night, and then the very next night, they would show the second half to wrap up the show. It was an hour show in a way, but they never showed it together. It was half and half, so you'd come back the next night. Okay, back in our day, at that time, the Monkees were very popular, and everybody liked the Monkees, including us on the bus. And we wanted to watch the Monkees at the same time. You know how that was. Didn't you? Did you like the Monkees?
I was only 7.
Well, do you think I was? I was 7 too. We watched the Monkees. We wanted to watch it. Here's the thing. Monkees only come on one night, but I think it come on the second night of the 2 shows, and you had to decide. You had to either continue watching Batman, and like we all wanted to do, or you were dying to watch the Monkees at the same time. Okay, because they were pop culture at the time, and they had all the hits, and they were great. I can tell you something. Batman might not be looked at as being an incredible, well-done show, but compared to the Monkees, it was Oscar award winning. The Monkees show was terrible. On its very best shows, it was terrible, terribly done, just terrible in every way. It really was. It was a crap show when it come to TV there. So on those days that I ended up watching the Monkees, which were far few, I wish I wouldn't have. Batman was much better. And should we talk about some of the villains? Villains on Batman?
Go ahead.
Well, my favorite villain on Batman was Frank Gorshin, the Riddler. Okay, we're talking about the original series, though. You know, Burgess Meredith was the Penguin. Julie Newmar was the only notable Catwoman, the very tall, incredibly shaped Julie Newmar. And let's see, the Joker was who?
Cesar
Romero. And if you watch it now, you know, on high definition TV,
You could see he had a beard.
He didn't have a
Or a
beard.
mustache.
He had a mustache, and it was trimmed real short, but he didn't get rid of it, and you could see the white makeup's right over the top of the mustache like that. It's very. He didn't want to get rid of the mustache, so back in those days, you didn't have high definition TV, so he just covered it up with white makeup, but you can see it plain as day now. Anyway, there was other villains. Egghead was done by Vincent Price, of course. He was a villain. King Tut was done by that rotund fellow. I can't think of his name.
I can't think
right
of his
offhand
name
either. And Bookworm was done by Roddy McDowell. Roddy McDowell was Bookworm.
Yep.
There was a couple other women that were.
Yeah, wasn't Joan Collins the Siren?
Was it the Siren? And the woman that played Morticia on the original Addams Family was also a villain in one show. I do not recall what her name was. And the Minstrel was also a villain on one of the shows. And there was a cowboy
You had
one.
Mr. Freeze.
Oh, and Mr. Freeze. I forgot Mr. Freeze. Yeah. Popular one. He was a popular one.
Did Vincent Price play a villain?
It's like she's not even sitting next to me. I already
Did you
talked.
already say
said
that?
it,
Okay.
and I already said Vincent Price. Yeah, she's not listening to a thing I'm saying. And we're in the same room doing the same show. Egghead.
Oh, you did.
Egghead.
Sorry.
Yes, he was Egghead. So
I do try to tune you out a little sometimes. When you get on a roll.
All the time. But yeah. So is that all I wanted to talk about the series? Okay. We're going to do a couple things on each break. We're going to start in with the Batman movie.
No,
okay?
I'm going to talk about the series.
Okay, we're back on the series. She has characters.
So we've got Alfred, which is the butler. He's played by Alan Napier. He was 6'6". I knew he was tall, but he didn't seem that much taller than Adam West. Dang.
He was very skinny.
He was actually the first cast member to be cast on the show. He was cast before Batman and Robin were. And he actually lost jobs because he was so tall.
Been down that road.
Yeah, you have.
Been down that road.
And then Commissioner Gordon was played by Neil Hamilton. He started out as a shirt model.
Been down that road too. Man.
I didn't know there was such a thing as a shirt model.
I could tell you shirt modeling stories that would just curl your hair.
And he actually died from an asthma attack. Dang.
That does happen.
It did.
Danny Whitaker's mom died from an asthma attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's it.
Okay. We don't want to dwell too much because this will go for hours and hours, okay? So we're gonna jump right into the Batman movies. Now, back in the day, they merchandised the original Batman movie with Michael Keaton when it came out in '89. There was merchandising like you've never seen it any other movie thing. I know I had a Batman shirt, and didn't you have Batman underwear and Batman lingerie and Batman bathing suit?
What? No.
No? Okay, I must be thinking about somebody else. I was thinking about somebody else then, evidently, because I had a Batman shirt. But we're not superhero people, we're Halloween people, and we don't have Halloween.
I like superheroes.
Oh, I'm not saying we don't like them.
like
I like Iron Man. I'm an Iron Man guy. I like to be able to be a regular and then beat people up and stuff. I like being able to shoot people and kill them like that. That would be handy. I do a lot of, I'd probably wear that outfit out in no time. But we just don't have Batman stuff. All the stuff we have a bat plate that you could say was more of a Batman's type style of.
I use that for breakfast a lot.
Yeah, we have a lot of Halloween related plates, and I thought we have a bat plate, and that looks like Batman. Yeah, I guess you could say. So we went to the movies, of course. It was packed. It was packed when we went to the movies and seen the original Batman come out. The Batman movies it got so much press because Prince was doing the singing.
Yep.
And and then who was the Joker? Blanking out.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson was the Joker, and he did a great job being that Joker. That was the first Joker he was a different style, and the movie was good. It was a good movie, and to this day, I have to throw this in. To this day, I say one of the lines that Jack Palance said. Jack Palance was the bad boss of the Joker at the time. And one of his lines was, "You're my number one." Remember?
Yeah.
He grabs a hold of her.
Yes.
"You're my number one." Like that. I say that same line to my bulldog oftentimes in the mornings when he gets up and stuff, and I bring him close and I say, "You're my number one," because he is my number one. So I actually use that line to this day. So, but that was a great movie though.
Yeah, it was.
But I'll be honest with you, when I first heard that they were casting Michael Keaton
it was like,
to
what?
be Batman, I thought, what are you doing? Michael Keaton?
He's a comedian. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is not Batman. He did well. And let's talk about, you got cast members you're talking about?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Hottie, Miss Hottie?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and talk about the cast members.
So the Joker, of course, was Jack Nicholson. Everybody probably already knows this, but in case you don't, he was actually raised by his grandparents, who he thought was his parents.
What?
And he was told that he thought he had a sister. The sister was actually his mother. And he was not told that until he was 37 years old.
Is that screwed up?
And then by then, his mother and his grandmother had already passed away. And so who he thought was his sister, another sister, was actually his aunt. And I guess she's the one that told him. But he said he wasn't traumatized by it because
I think he was, because
he was mentally okay.
He turned into a supervillain fighting Batman. Of course he was. It screwed him up, man. Screwed him up big time.
And his father, it was between two men. His mother didn't know which one of them it was.
Oh boy.
So he doesn't know which one of them was his father.
He was on Easy Rider. He got killed on Easy Rider. Yeah. And Peter finally
was that
got
his
killed.
First movie?
First movie I can remember. I went and seen that at the outdoor show, and that ended badly. They both died at the end. They both got shot, and that was the end of it. That was a time of movies where that sort of thing was happening. It didn't make sense to everybody all the time. You know, movies always ended good. That movie did not end good. So.
And then the other one, of course, is Vicky Vale, which was Kim Basinger.
Oh, she was beautiful.
The only
Stepmother's an alien. Oh my God.
Calm down, sir.
Oh my God. The hair. It was like your hair always was. That's why I loved it so much. It was blonde and kinky.
No.
Wavy.
Not kinky.
I say
wavy.
kinky if it bugs her to say kinky. No, it was I just loved that long blonde hair, and she had the exact same hair as my wife did all that time. Go ahead.
Anyway, the one thing about her was she said she was so shy as a teenager that she would faint in class if she had to talk. Wow. And then she ended up being in the movies.
Yeah,
go figure.
With those giant lips. And who was she married to?
Alec Baldwin.
Before he started killing people. Yeah. And now isn't his wife some kind of a weird person now?
Well, the media tries to portray her as weird, but I don't think she is.
I don't know.
Nah.
Anyway, is that all we're going to talk about? We'll cut it. We'll cut it there. That went way too long. Okay, so second segment of The Bat.
Relax, Lizzie. The police did a good job. They couldn't find anybody in here.
But we both saw him, Miss Cornelia.
All right, so he got away. But there are men on guard outside, so just try and get some rest. There's nothing can get at us here.
you've had a nightmare.
Maybe I did. But there was a bat in it, and it bit me. What? And it flew in that closet.
Oh, good gracious, Lizzie, you're right.
Oh.
Oh. Operator, will you get me Dr. Malcolm Wells' office, please? No, I don't know his number, and I have no phone book up here, but this is an emergency. Will you connect me with his office, please?
Oh, dear, I'm going to get the rabies.
Hello?
Hello? Dr. Wells' office?
This is a call service. Dr. Wells is out at the moment, but if you'll give me your name and number, I'll try to locate him.
Well, this is Miss Van Gorder of the Oaks. My maid has just been bitten by a bat that may be rabid, and she must have treatment as soon as possible. And I was told that Dr. Wells was the nearest physician.
I'll try to find him for you, and if I can't, I'll send you another doctor.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Oh, he's out on a case.
Oh.
Oh, I hope it's not a delivery. A baby, I mean, they can be terribly complicated.
It never bothered me none.
Oh, Lizzie, you never had a baby.
Of course I didn't. That's why they never bothered me.
Oh, does it hurt, huh?
Little.
Dr. Wells? Are you there, Dr. Wells? Are you there, Dr. Wells? This is the operator. Your call service is on the wire. It's an emergency.
This is Dr. Wells.
This is your call service, Doctor.
Oh, hello. I was just doing an experiment. I left the receiver off.
That's what I thought, but I kept trying. Miss Van Gorder at the Oaks called and said that her maid had been bitten by a bat, and she's afraid it might be rabid.
What? Oh, all right. Tell her I'll be right over there.
Who's there?
Dr. Wells.
Come in.
Good evening.
Oh, I'm so
glad they found you, Doctor.
Well, I reached my office shortly after you called. How is your maid? Is she in any pain?
No, she doesn't seem to be.
Did the bat get away?
No, I believe it's still in my bedroom.
Oh, good. I'll want to examine it. There you go, Miss Allen. Now you feel better?
Doctor, have I got the rabies?
Well, I can tell you better after I've examined the bat's brain under a microscope.
That thing's got a brain?
Oh, you'd be surprised. Where is it?
I think the little darling is in that closet.
Oh. You know, it's a pity you leased this house, Miss Van Gorder.
Why a pity?
Well, my dear lady, I don't want to alarm you, but...
Oh, well, after tonight, nothing can alarm me.
Yes, I understand. It must have been terrifying. So many unexplainable things have happened here. There's something about the place. Your servants must have sensed it when they walked out on you. An apprehension of disaster. Well, let's see. Aha! Yes. There he is. All right, now, take it easy. Nobody's going to hurt you. Quiet now. Quiet. He looks quite normal. Doesn't seem to be sick at all.
Oh, ain't that nice? I've been worried about him.
Well, you should be. From his appearance, I'd say that he doesn't have any infection. In which case, you've had a narrow escape. Now, you take one of those tablets I left for you, and I'll guarantee you a good night. And I'll drop in on you tomorrow.
Oh, thanks for everything, Doctor.
Now, don't worry, I can find my way out.
Oh, I know you can, but do let me help you.
Oh, don't forget that once I'm gone, you'll have to climb those stairs alone.
Oh, I'm all right. I'm armed now.
Can you, shoot one of those things without shutting your eyes?
Oh, Doctor, there are guns in every book I've ever written. I don't write about things I'm unfamiliar with. Lock the door, Lizzie.
Good night.
Yes, ma'am. Good night, Doctor.
Accident?
No, the wind blew him down.
Oh.
I think.
Oh. Did you know that young Mark Fleming leased you this house without notifying his uncle?
No, I didn't.
Well, it doesn't matter now. John Fleming is dead and Mark's his heir. But if John were alive, he would warn you to leave here, Miss Van Gorder.
Really?
Yes. It's been a tragic place for anyone who ever lived in it. Well, good night.
Good night, Doctor.
Who's out there?
Nobody you need worry about, Doctor.
Oh, it's Andy.
Oh. That's right. Oh, good evening, Miss Van Gorder.
Good evening, Lieutenant.
Somebody sick here?
My maid was bitten by a bat.
Oh? A rabid bat?
Well, I'll know for sure when I get to my lab. I caught the bat.
It happened indoors?
In my bedroom, yes.
How'd it get in?
Well, there are many ways a bat could get in a house.
You ought to know. I spotted this hole in the window the minute I got here.
Why?
That's where the two-legged bat got your door open.
Miss Van Gorder told me that she phoned headquarters at Zenith.
Yes, I phoned twice. The second time was after the prowler got in the house.
Weren't headquarters, Andy?
No, but they contacted me.
An officer came and searched the house from top to bottom, but they couldn't find the bat.
You better have this window fixed tomorrow.
Oh, yes, I certainly shall.
Yes, and I'd better be going. I'm due in surgery at 8 o'clock in the morning. Good night.
Good night, Doctor.
There'll be a man patrolling the grounds all night, Miss Van Gorder.
Oh, thank you.
And nobody inside, Andy?
Why should there be?
Well, how do you know but what the bat is hiding somewhere in the house?
I'm quite sure he isn't in the house, Doctor. Not now. Good night.
Good night.
Hi, Andy. Hello, Mark. Well, congratulations. Real estate business must be picking up. New office, new furniture.
New deal. How do you like it?
It looks expensive. Are you squandering your inheritance?
Oh, I haven't got it yet.
Well, the paper says John Fleming left his entire fortune to you.
Funny thing about that entire fortune is that we can't find it.
No kidding.
Oh, all Uncle John had in his bank account was a couple of $100. And his safe deposit box was empty.
If we don't find that missing million, mine will be empty, too.
How come?
Well, all my savings were invested in Zenith Bank stock. The examiners won't certify the bank is solvent until those stolen securities are found. So the stockholders have voted an assessment that'll wipe some of us out. It's a since those securities have been converted into cash. And if I can't find that cash, I'm sunk.
Well, where are you going to look for it, Andy?
Here in Zenith. Your uncle wouldn't take $1 million on a hunting trip, would he?
You suspect Uncle John? Why, Andy, he founded the Zenith Bank. That'd be like robbing the family tomb.
You think he wouldn't?
Well, besides, Vic Bailey's fingerprints are all over the vault. Now, they didn't find any of Uncle John's fingerprints.
Because he wiped them off.
Can the defense prove that?
They'll try to. Judy Hollander, Bailey's secretary, is a defense witness. And they believe her testimony will have a powerful effect on the jury.
Oh, well, she has a powerful effect on me. Judy's a doll.
Here's the book you mentioned, Judy.
It's your newest one.
Yes, it's just been published. You can have that copy if you wish.
Oh, it's a first edition and you've signed it.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much.
May I serve tea now, Miss Van Gorder?
Yes, please do, Warner.
Thank you.
Well, I see you've engaged new servants.
Yes, of course.
Well, how did you persuade them to live in this house?
Well, Jane Patterson, my new housekeeper, knows this house better than you do, Doctor.
Oh?
She worked for John Fleming. And Warner was my chauffeur.
Chauffeur turned butler?
It's incredible. He can play any part at a moment's notice. Did you get a plumber, Warner?
No, we can't get a plumber for 3 days, madam.
What about that leaking pipe? The basement will be flooded in 3 days.
The pipe is no longer leaking.
You mean it's dried up of its own accord?
No, not quite. I packed the elbow where the water was coming out.
Packed the elbow? Well, where did you learn how to do that?
Well, into each life, a little rain must fall, and a careful man learns to keep himself dry. Now, is there anything else that you require, Miss Van Gorder?
No, not at the moment, Warner.
Thank you, madam.
Now, there's a character.
How long did you say that he worked for you as chauffeur?
About 3 months.
Well, I hope he doesn't have a police record. My dear Dale, it may interest you to know that the last night of his life, John Fleming told me that he loved your husband like a son. If Fleming were alive today, he would be fighting to prove Vic's innocence.
Could Mr. Fleming prove his own innocence?
Miss Van Gorder, can there be any doubt about it?
There will be when Miss Hollander testifies at Vic's trial.
Oh? You know something that we haven't heard yet, Judy?
Something I saw with my own eyes. She's not permitted to say what it was.
My dear girl, I wouldn't think of asking her. But let's assume for a moment that Fleming did steal the $1 million. Now, what would he do about it? Where is it?
Hidden someplace where he could lay his hands on it without getting caught in the act. Now, if I was writing this, instead of living in the middle of it, I'd hide it right here in this spooky old house.
Under a loose floorboard or up a chimney?
If Mr. Fleming had the nerve to steal $1 million, he'd make his plans well in advance. I'd say he'd prepare a place to hide it. Possibly when this house was being built. Now, I rented this place from Mark Fleming, his nephew. I wonder if he'd have the floor plans.
I'll ask him.
Yes. Lizzie, will you bring Mrs. Bailey the phone? Oh, you ask him now. Okay. His number is Summit 7537.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie. Summit
7537.
Not bad, eh, Andy? That means new business. Now, you see, somebody wants to buy a house. Mark Fleming speaking. Oh, hello, Dale. Well, hang on a minute, honey, while I see if I have him. It's Dale Bailey, all excited. Miss Van Gorder wants to know if I have the floor plans of the Oaks. Now, what would she want with the floor plans?
Well, she suggested to me that your uncle might have hidden the bank loot there. Are the plans here?
Somewhere in the house itself. Wait a minute, there is a place where Uncle Johnny might have kept those blueprints.
What place?
Well, I heard him talk about it a good many years ago. I can't be sure of the exact location. Anyway, I don't think the old boy had the guts to steal $1 million. But if I find those plans, I'll let you know, Andy. Hello, Dale. Look, honey, I haven't seen those plans since I was a kid, but I'll come over tonight and maybe we can find them.
Thank you, Mark. We'll expect you. He seems to think they're here in the house somewhere. He's coming over tonight.
Well, that's good. Dale and Judy are my house guests for the weekend. Would you like to have dinner with us tonight?
Oh, no, thank you. I couldn't. I still have a few calls to make. You know, if Judy's testimony is going to clear Vic Bailey and implicate John Fleming, others may get the idea that there's buried treasure in this house. Don't even mention your testimony until you're actually on the stand.
Oh, I won't.
That's a smart girl, Judy, and a very lovely girl. Well, good afternoon, ladies.
Goodbye,
Doctor.
Dr. Wells.
Come on, girls, let's go.
Are you kidding? That's like the #1.
Oh, I didn't know you were going.
That's my #1. Yeah, I am going. Okay, we're gonna do 2 movies, Batman Returns and Batman Forever. I can go on Batman Forever, I think, pretty well. So, Batman Returns, 1992, Michael Keaton's second appearance as being Batman. I did not like that movie. I didn't like that movie. And it was because of the Penguin. I didn't like...
It was a little darker.
I didn't like the nose biting, and it was dirty, and he was living in the sewer, and it was kind of sadder, and it just was a different style of movie that they came off of from the first one, and I didn't like it as well. And I didn't like Danny DeVito being the Penguin. I didn't like that part. Michelle Pfeiffer, gorgeous, as usual, being Catwoman. But even that was a little weird. What, you know what I mean? But
why was it weird, her being the Catwoman?
The situation that made her that, and having the cats, and then being pushed out the window by by Shrek. I don't know what they call it. What was
Max Shrek.
Oh yeah, it was Shrek. I thought I was just making that up from the Shrek. You know, Shrek. But yeah, and we all like him now. But back then, the only parts he had was being a dick. and you know, back then.
But he does it well.
Yeah, but then he got on Saturday Night Live and did skits on there, and everybody thought he was a crack up, you know, doing the Continental and everything. But now everybody likes him doing Joe Dirt, you know. But back then.
So let me talk about him while you're talking about him.
Talk about him.
So he did play Max Shrek. Did you know that as a teenager, he was a lion tamer at the circus?
You know, I was thinking he was.
You did know.
I was.
What? How in the world did he even get into that? He also trained to be a dancer.
Did his mom and dad send him to dance school with the cotillion with the white gloves?
No.
I've seen some people do that.
No.
Haven't you seen that?
But he did work at a place in dance shows. What?
Been down that road too. I am a dancer by heart, myself, but it's just something.
You can't dance
It's
at all.
just something I was born with. I hear the music and my toes started tapping, and you know. No.
Go ahead now.
Anyway, yeah, there was a good part in that movie, and I'll tell you what part it was. Remember when they were all surrounding Michael Keaton, and he had to fight everybody that was surrounding him? So he threw this thing out, and it went to each person that was trying to kill him that was working for Shrek, and it would take them down, take them down, take them down, and it was going to the woman with the big blonde hair, and her dog jumped up and grabbed it. And then she just went, like, you know, and she didn't get killed or knocked down or anything because her little dog jumped up and grabbed whatever it was Batman threw. But that was a good part there. That was a good part. But I don't know. There's just a lot of that movie just didn't set with me right. So yeah. So I'm not a big fan of Batman Returns. So we're gonna jump right.
Hang on.
Oh, we did.
So Danny DeVito played the Penguin. We all know he's married to Rhea Perlman. They actually met and moved in together after 2 weeks.
That is disgusting.
And been together ever since. They've been married now for 43 years. 2 weeks.
If she wasn't so hot and he wasn't so hot in return, I don't think that would have worked. What show did we just watch with him in it the other night? What did we watch?
It's Always Sunny in
Philadelphia. We never watched that. But it was a bowling show. We're liking High Potential with the blonde. I can't even think of her name.
I don't know what her real name is.
But so we watched that, and it was a bowling show, and Danny DeVito, you know, he has to be a great bowler and stuff. But anyway, yeah, we watched that show. One of my favorite shows that Danny DeVito was in is War of the Roses. I really liked War of the Roses. You wouldn't think I would, but I really did. I liked War of the Roses. I can't think of a lot of movies that he was in, although he was a Throw Mama from the Train, Matilda. He was mean to Matilda. And his wife was in it too. They were both mean. They were both mean. And I didn't realize all these years, I didn't realize till just a couple years ago that Miss Honey was Army of Darkness. I didn't know, because I loved Miss Honey. She was like, in the Army of Darkness girl, she's okay. She's okay, but Miss Honey was really hot. The same girl. It's just the character you play.
Okay, back to Batman.
Okay, let's go to Batman Forever in 1995. My favorite Batman movie by far. By far. Val Kilmer was Batman. I'm sorry, but he outdoes Keaton and the other misfits that were playing Batman at other time. Val Kilmer only did it once. I'm not sure if they asked him to do it again. They probably did not. He was Batman. He did a great job. I'm a big fan of that movie. And of course, one of my biggest things of that movie was Nicole Kidman. Oh my Lord. She was absolutely breathtaking in that movie. Batman, who tries to not fraternize with anyone, he couldn't resist her. I mean, nobody could resist her back then. She was definitely incredible. I've heard other things lately, but you know, it was the character. That character. When I talk about women too, in 9 out of 10 times, it's the character that they're playing in the movie. I usually don't like them when they're not the character. I wouldn't like her now. I would not like her now. But Val Kilmer, is a shame. He's having health issues, and he's not the guy he was in that movie either. He's had throat cancer, I believe it was throat cancer, and it's a shame. It's a shame. I'm not sure what brought that on.
I don't believe he can even speak now.
It's just, aging is a terrible, terrible thing. It is terrible what it does to people. It's doing it to me too, but it's doing it to other people so much worse, and it affects a lot of them in such heavy duty ways. And women, I feel sorry for women more so than the men, because men can kind of, and nobody gives a crap. But the women, it's like, you're not as beautiful as you were, you know.
Like when men get gray hair, oh, they look distinguished. A woman gets gray hair, she looks like an old hag.
Which, you know. We got a broom right behind her too. We had that broom over there, okay? We have a dancing broom. We were doing the Wizard of Oz show. I was going to have her actually ride around the room on that broom to show you that she could. Forgot all about it. Sitting right there. Sitting right there. You were going to ride it too, weren't you?
Mm-mm.
Well, we'll see. But Val Kilmer, that was a great movie. That was a great movie. #1 movie. And let me tell you, I have to talk about this. One of my favorite lines. It's like a lifestyle and a motto that I live by, and I got it from that movie. Jim Carrey, of course, was the Riddler. Spot on. Jim Carrey, you can say what you want about Jim Carrey, but that son of a bitch, that guy, when he plays a role, man, he
goes all in.
He's got it. I mean, when he was the Riddler, he was right on the money. I mean, he was right on. When he played the Grinch, man, he was right on when he did the Grinch. Dumb and Dumber, everything he does. I don't like his serious movies. I don't like that. I don't like serious movies in general, but a series of fortunate events.
Yeah.
He would play different, man, he did them good. That guy is good. I'm sorry, but I know a lot of people, we don't like Jim Carrey because, no, Jim Carrey is good. Jim Carrey is good. Once Bitten, one of his first, the guy's good. say what you want to say. He might be a nutball in certain things, and I don't know, but the guy can act. And I actually, there were times when I envied the guy because he got to play all these parts, and I would love to be able to play these parts. I can't act anything remotely like he can. I wish I could act better. I'm not a really good actor. She's a good actress. My daughter's a good actress. I can't act that well. Let me tell you a little story. One time I had to play Jesus in a play, at a big play at church, big play. I'd already done Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I was Pharaoh. I did that fine. I was singing, okay? I can remember singing like, I played Jesus. And keep in mind, I was a Jesus that didn't have to talk a lot. I was just there. But when I had to talk, I couldn't remember my lines. I did a part where I had to do a little talking with the group of the guys, and I didn't have a clue. I still to this day don't even know what I said. But I couldn't remember my lines. I can't remember my lines, but I know I'm going off on a tangent on here about acting.
What's new?
But yeah, Batman Forever, top quality movie. And like I said, where I got off on was Jim Carrey. And he says, my favorite line of all the movies, I'm talking about this the other day, and it's what I live by. And there's sometimes you can't. You can't. You want to, but you can't. Okay, Jim Carrey says, when Two-Face is about to shoot Val Kilmer in the head and kill him, he yells, stop. If you kill them, they don't learn nothing. And it's like, that's true. Sometimes you got to let people stay alive so they learn. Or, in some cases, suffer in ways that they didn't think they were going to suffer because you let them live. Now, that being said, there are some exceptions. Sometimes everyone is better off if you just kill them. Okay? Sometimes there are people out there, you just have to kill them. They're not gonna learn anything, don't you think? There's nothing you can do. They're not gonna learn anything, so just kill them, okay? But that being said, I try to live by that rule most of the time, and yeah, okay, so we'll go to segment.
I don't know. I've lost
Segment, I think it's
3?
segment 3 on the bat, because I'm talking so long. Okay, segment 3 of the bat.
I should be putting them down on paper. Weren't you your husband's secretary, Dale?
Yes, I was.
Do you take shorthand?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dear, if you'd like to have your mind occupied, I want you to work with me while I write the story of this fantastic criminal, the Bat. As usual.
Wonderful. Oh, what a lovely piece of silver. It's an original, isn't it?
Yes, they still use them in England for buffet breakfasts. sausages and your scrambled eggs. Interesting. It's very useful. Really nice. That clock hasn't struck the hour in the last 10 years, if I'm to believe what Mark Fleming told me.
Why is it angled away from the wall like that?
I don't know. Somebody must have moved it. Lizzie, very likely when she was dusting.
Wait a minute. Did you know there's a door in this paneling?
No, I didn't.
Oh, my gracious, so there is.
Maybe it opens to a secret passage.
Oh, certainly to a secret something. Who knows, girls? We'll be about to stumble on that missing million. Oh, this is... Oh. There's a panel. There must be some gimmick to it. There always is. Yes, it moves. It moves. It moves. Oh.
Calling car 11. Calling car 11. Proceed to the Oaks in Zenith Township immediately. A homicide has been reported.
Okay. Proceeding to the Oaks. Notify the county coroner, Dr. Wells. Tell him to come to the Oaks at once.
Horrible. As if his throat had been torn by some creature with fangs or claws.
That's his sign. We found it on the others he killed. I'd hoped those reports that he was up to his old tricks again were pure imagination, but apparently they're based on fact. He's come back. Back to the scene of his kills. Yes, that's who I mean. That's who did this. The bat. Who found Mark?
We all did. And his Dale and Judy and I. Lizzie was in the dining room. This is my new housekeeper, Jane Patterson. You know, she worked for John Fleming.
I know her. Where were you, Mrs. Patterson?
In the kitchen, cleaning up. I cooked the dinner tonight.
Did you know that the secret closet was here?
No. It was behind the grandfather's clock.
Well, it was I who found it, really. Noticed the clock had been moved and the door wasn't quite closed.
I'll get it.
Who is it? Mark Fleming.
As coroner, you saw the same wounds on the others. How long's he been dead?
Oh, I'd say about a half an hour. You believe it was the bat?
That's a bat's trademark.
Perhaps he's still in the house.
That's possible.
Why should he be?
Because he's looking for something, and like you, he believes it's here. And he's a persistent killer. I would advise you to get out of this house as quickly as possible, notwithstanding our expert police protection. Have you called the morgue?
They're on their way here.
Oh, good. I want to examine the body before they get here. May we take it into another room?
Yes, to the sunroom in the back.
Thank you. Give me a hand.
Excuse me. Oh, Warner, where have you been?
Well, madam, it was... Has been an accident?
There's been a murder. Mark Fleming, the young man from whom I leased this place, was killed here tonight.
They know who did it?
Well, they believe it was the bat.
I'm sorry I had to use the front door, Miss Van Gorder, but I forgot my keys, and when I rang the bell at the kitchen door, there was no response.
Oh, this is Warner, Lieutenant. He's my butler. He was my chauffeur.
Why'd you promote him?
But it's very difficult to find a butler. They don't like service in the country.
Have you been a butler before?
I've served in many capacities, sir, but this was my night off, and I forgot my keys.
I heard that part. What time did you leave the house tonight?
Oh, about 6:30. I had dinner at Wiley's Roadhouse.
Can you prove where you spent the rest of the evening?
I can try.
Try hard. And don't leave the house. I'll get to you later.
Very good, sir. I shall be in my room, Miss Van Gorder, if you need me.
Yes, Warner. Surely you don't think he's...
Warren and I have met before. I can't recall where or when, but I will. There'll be a crew here shortly from headquarters, dusting for fingerprints, taking photographs. But in the meantime, Mrs. Patterson, you aren't leaving the house tonight, are you?
No, Lieutenant.
Don't. I'll talk to you in the morning. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night, Miss Van Gorder.
Dale, I was with Mark Fleming this afternoon when you talked to him about the floor plans of this house. I heard him tell you he was coming here tonight.
Dale called him at my request. She told me he was coming.
Who else heard her tell you that?
Judy, Lizzie.
And that nice Dr. Wells.
Dr. Wells. There are few killers who kill for the fun of it. The bat very likely is a mental case, and I'm convinced that his crimes are motivated by his mania for personal gain. There's $1 million at large, and he's going to keep on hunting for it until he lays his hands on it. Now, these young ladies are staying here tonight?
Yes, they're my house guests.
Well, when my crew arrives, we'll be busy for a while, so I'd suggest that
That we go to our rooms? That's a very good idea. Come on, girls. What about a police guard for this house tonight, Lieutenant?
You've got one. I'm going to cover this place tonight from the attic to the basement. If the bat makes another call, I'll have a little surprise for him.
Who is he? Have you any idea?
He could be anybody. So far, there are clues to his identity, but nothing we could take before a jury. I'm afraid we must look higher than the criminal world. He may be a merchant, lawyer, doctor, scientist, one of the pillars of his community. Ladies, lock your doors tonight. Stay behind them. I promise you you'll be safe. Good night.
Good night, Lieutenant. Good night.
Poor Mark.
Yeah, it's a pity. So young. Well, Doctor, do you agree it was the bat?
In my report, I shall say the death was caused by the same technique used in the other killings. A paralyzing blow to the throat, followed by severe lacerations of the jugular, resulting in excessive hemorrhage.
In a layman's language, he didn't know what hit him.
Oh, he knew. But he didn't have time to think about it. You staying here tonight, Andy?
Well, until I check the doors and windows, but I'll be back bright and early in the morning.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
A lot of people are due for a shock when I close this case.
Yes, I'm sure they are. Good night, Andy. Don't get hurt.
Good night, Doctor.
You know, I think we'd better let you get some sleep.
Oh, Lizzie and I share this room for mutual protection. You know, one night, a storm blew the wires down, put the lights out, and I went out the next day and bought a half a dozen of these things. You better take one with you, Dale.
Oh, thank you.
We'll go across the hall now.
Are you sure there's nothing else you need?
Oh, no. Quite sure. We'll be all right.
Well, if anything bothers you, you just sing out, and 2 strong women will come to your rescue.
Oh, nothing will bother us. Not with Andy on the job.
No. Well, good night.
Good night, Miss Van Gorder. See you in the
Don't
morning.
worry, everything will be all
No,
right.
we won't. Good night.
Good night.
I don't think I'll sleep tonight.
Me neither.
All I can see is poor Mark Fleming staring at us. I thought that when people died, their eyes closed, as in sleep.
Don't think about it.
I'll bet you're thinking about it.
No, I was thinking of my poor husband sleeping in jail tonight. Oh, Judy, I love him so much.
What's that noise?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of fell half asleep. For a moment, I thought it was something from a dream.
It's somewhere in the house.
Yes, on the floor above. Not directly over us. Probably a room overlooking the driveway.
Should we call Miss Van Gorder?
She'll hear it. How can she help but hear it? Oh, besides, we don't want her to think we're a couple of hysterical women.
Well, I'm about to become one.
Oh,
I
dear.
had it for one night. Dale, you're not going out in that hall.
I want to know what's happening up there.
But Lieutenant Anderson said if we stayed behind our locked doors, we'd be safe.
Vic isn't safe locked up in that jail.
Oh, but...
Suppose that stolen money is in this house. Mark Fleming seemed to think it was. Maybe that's what somebody's looking for.
Don't you hear that awful noise up there? Now, Lizzie, you've just got to stay awake. The house phone and the outside phone wires have been cut, and we can't get help.
Where's that policeman?
Oh, I don't know. Something must have happened to him. Now, go on, get on your robe.
Oh, Dale, please don't go up there.
I've got to. Think what it could mean to Vic. Now, you stay here.
Oh, no. If you go, I go.
You stay here.
No, I won't let you go up there alone.
You wait here. I'm going to see what it is.
Oh, please let me go with you,
Judy,
Dale.
will you warn me if anyone comes? I'll only be a moment. Now, wait.
Okay, we're back, and we're going to wrap up the one kind of Batman movies with the movie from 1997, Batman and Robin, where they introduced. Well, they didn't introduce Robin in that one. He was in Batman Forever. I want to talk about Robin just briefly, though. Who played him?
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell. My daughter loved Chris O'Donnell, and Dar was named after the Three Musketeers movie that Chris O'Donnell played D'Artagnan in. So she liked Chris O'Donnell's, and he played D'Artagnan, so Dar's named D'Artagnan because of that. But when you watch Chris O'Donnell play in these movies, anytime in these movies, Batman Forever, like when he's doing certain things, he does something where he's action-packed, he breathes like that. It's like, you know, I was telling her, like the Austin Powers thing, when he comes out of the water at the beginning of The Spy Who Shagged Me, isn't that one? Yeah, and he's over-breathing to, you know, because it's making it look stupid. That's what Chris O'Donnell does, but he's not trying to be stupid, okay? Anyway, Chris O'Donnell's in this, and what's her name? Blanking out. Clueless.
Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, yes. Gorgeous. Oh, my God, the woman's gorgeous. We didn't need her in this. We didn't need her in this movie. It was already a crap show because of the way they kind of made it more comical. And Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger, it was comical. And then they had Poison Ivy, which was played by
Uma Thurman.
Yeah, I kind of like her, but she's a little skinny for my taste. But she's okay. She's okay. But whoever cast this movie and cast Looney Clooney for Batman, I don't know what they were thinking, okay?
He was big at the time because of ER.
Everything that guy...
And so I think they just wanted someone...
What a loser. What a cornball. Remember him in Roseanne? He should have stopped right there. When he was Wheeler... Wasn't he Wheeler? Didn't they go...
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but... The guy is a nut, okay? An undeserved nut. He shouldn't have played Batman at all. They'd been better off letting Alicia Silverstone playing the Batman role. It would have been more convincing. That was a terrible movie in so many aspects. Mr. Freeze, it was just done cartoonish in the way that the old Adam West series was done, don't you think? And it wasn't supposed to be, but it was, and they screwed it up royally. Yeah, it was a terrible, terrible movie, and I just overall hated it. I could watch it, but I don't like it. They did so many things wrong. And Bane, and it was terrible. It was terrible. Okay, let's.
Nope.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Who are you going to talk about?
So let's go back to Alicia Silverstone.
Hmm.
She played Batgirl, of course. She's a big animal rights activist too now.
She's a
Of course,
Jane
we
Fonda,
know her from Clueless.
a little bit, but yeah, incredible.
She
Gorgeous.
became quite the talk a few years ago when a video was leaked of her when her son was a year old. It showed her chewing up food in her own mouth and then putting it in her son's mouth.
Pee-wee did that on Big Top
Yeah,
Pee-wee
that
for the Birds.
became a huge topic. I'm sorry, that's just weird.
Why did she say she did this? Didn't have one of those
She's
Puree
all
machines?
weird about stuff in your food, and I don't know if she thought her chewing it up would take the bad stuff out.
Chemicals,
I don't know.
You know, they say terrible things about
He's
chemicals
not a bird.
in our food, and you know, Kennedy's trying to, and that's okay. I grew up on that, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
So that put her in the news for a while as a weirdo.
She's absolutely gorgeous, so.
The other thing is Bane was played by someone who used to be a wrestler. His name's Robert Swenson. He really is that big. And you know how, like, when Bane you could see his muscles and everything? They actually outlined his real veins. They outlined them.
Because
so
you
what?
had to see that.
So the lines you're seeing on his body, those are his real freaking veins, and they just outlined them. They just didn't draw veins on him. They used his real veins and just outlined them. It's
All right.
like, holy cow. He was also in The Mask, and he played Dorian when Dorian had the mask on. Because you know how
He had
big
to be
Dorian
big,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that
That's
was
another
pretty
Jim
cool.
Carrey movie too.
Yeah.
The Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Top of the line, man. Oh, and how can I forget Ace Ventura? Ace Ventura. And I'll tell you something else. Ace Ventura gets a lot of, everybody likes Ace Ventura. Over the years, I really like Ace Ventura too. That is a funny movie. That got ranked on big time because, it's not exactly like Ace Ventura 1. No, it wasn't. It was funnier in a lot of ways.
I didn't like to.
You watch it now and it's like, oh my God, that is funny. The guy's just he's really got the movies. He's really good, about his movies. So, okay, and then we're gonna jump to Batman Begins, and it went a whole different route. 2005, Christian Bale. I'm Batman. He had to talk like this because if people thought
they would know he was Bruce Wayne, I guess.
Yes. I don't know if they should have done that. I mean, I get what they were doing there, but it was just stupid, because, I got to talk like this, like I got sandpaper on my throat so I can be tough, No, the thing about that movie was they really drug it to get to. I know they were trying to explain and everything, but it's not one of my favorite of the three that he did. I'm not a fan of his because I've heard not good things about him, and I got a feeling they're true. He's a dick.
See, I've heard good things about
I've heard nothing
him.
but he's a
I heard
dick.
about where I believe it was during COVID, he actually went to some children's hospitals dressed up like Batman. And I thought, that's cool.
And he talked to him just like this to scare the kids. Yeah.
No, I thought that was cool.
I haven't
that
heard
he
good
did
things about him, though. I've heard that he's a weenie on the set, and, like I said, you can be weenie up here all you want. Don't let everyone else see it, okay? You can tell your wife about it even when you get home that you're a weenie, but you can't throw it out there to everybody. Didn't really care for that movie. You got anything else to say about him?
I just thought because they had to show how he became Batman, that it was kind of slow.
I get it. The first like half of the movie, it was just dragging butt. But yeah, and I don't like. I'm not a big fan of Liam Neeson. I'm sorry. Ever since I seen the movie The Gray, do not watch it. Do not watch that movie. Do not spend your time watching that movie. I became an anti-Liam Neeson fan. I don't like that. Who names their kid Liam? What is that?
Australia.
Yeah. Didn't like
Liam Hemsworth.
Okay, I didn't like that movie. Okay, so watch segment 4.
Hang on.
I'll let her talk while we go on to segment 4. Go ahead. Who are we
So
talking
the Scarecrow was played by Cillian Murphy.
Terrible choice of villain. Scarecrow?
Yeah, nothing
Oh my
against
God.
him, but the villain was
using powder drugs.
Yeah. So when he was actually younger, him and his brother had a band, and they actually got a record deal. And he wrote the songs.
Bee Gees, I think they were.
But they turned it down because of the amount of money they just very like pennies they wanted to pay him for his music. And it's like, no.
The record companies do that.
And for that movie, he was actually asked to audition for the Batman part. And he said no, because I'm not right for that. So he did the Scarecrow instead.
He wasn't right for that either.
I believe he has 2 children. He does not do red carpets. He doesn't do, very rarely does he do interviews. He just, don't want to be front and center.
Thank you.
I like him.
I don't care for him.
He was just pretty big because he was in Oppenheimer, and last year Oppenheimer,
God.
or Oppenheimer, sorry, I'm saying it
I was
wrong.
going to say.
Oppenheimer was huge movie.
Dar went and seen that movie. Dar likes things like that. He said it sucked. So, wow. He said there was too much lovey-dovey in it. Didn't need to be.
So then we have Commissioner Gordon, which is played by Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is known as playing, all the characters he plays are very different. He has no publicist. He doesn't do Hollywood parties. And he said, every day I make sure I have dinner at home with my kids. I don't go out and do all that. He has been married 5 times.
It's you when you do 5 times.
And he went through a spell when he got divorced from one of the wives where she accused him of abuse because she was trying to get custody. She lied. And in the investigation, his own children had to say their mother was lying, that it was not true. Their dad was not abusing their mother.
You done?
Yeah.
We got to go on to segment 4. That's
Okay,
why I'm rushing
sorry.
you. Segment 4, the bat.
You're rushing me, the one who talks all the time.
We got a few things to cover
All
at the end here. Segment 4 is the bat.
Give her to me. I'll look after her. Poor baby.
Judy. The bat.
Yes, the bat. He caught her at the head of the stairs. We saw him rushing down the stairs as we came out of the room. I hurled that after him. I hit him, I believe. I'm going to cover this place from attic to basement, you said. Well, what were you covering when that poor child was murdered? Where were you?
I saw a man outside in the grounds. I went out there and hunted him. I heard him in among the trees, and so I followed the sound of him as far as the brook down near the back road. And then I lost him. I'd rather give my own life than have this happen to Judy. But I told you to stay in your rooms and lock your doors and stay there. What was she doing at the head of those stairs?
That was my fault.
They heard a strange noise. Heavy pounding in one of the rooms on the 3rd floor. We all heard it.
I wanted to see what it was. Judy, she wouldn't let me go out by myself. I made her stay on the balcony.
What about your new butler?
Oh, well, he's in his room, I suppose.
Oh, Mrs. Patterson.
Oh, yes.
Did you know what happened here?
No, sir, but I heard the screams. I went to call Warner. We have rooms on the same floor, but he wasn't in his room. His bed hasn't been slept in.
If Mrs. Patterson heard the screams, Warner could certainly hear them.
You're quite right, sir. I heard them.
Oh, you did? And where were you?
Outside in the grounds.
Miss Holland has been murdered. No. Oh, so you're surprised. Shocked. Well, I've seen better performances. I remember you now. Your name's not Warner. I've got a circular in my office with your picture on it. The Chicago police not so long ago were hunting for you in connection with the robbery.
You're right again, sir. And they found me and they tried me and I proved my innocence and I was acquitted.
That could have been a lucky break. Where were you when this child was killed?
I told you before, sir. Outside.
What were you doing there?
I was following you. I saw you leaving the house and it seemed that you were hunting someone. I thought you might need some help. Oh, yes, sir. I followed your flashlight down through the trees. Then it disappeared. And then suddenly, as I was staring out into the darkness, I was struck by something on the back of the head. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground. I realized I'd been knocked out.
I wish you had been knocked out. But then we'd have found you with your mask still on your face. You were hit here in this house with this poker as you were rushing down those stairs after that child was killed.
Oh, no, sir. You can't pin this on me. I'm not the bat. I've never killed. I couldn't kill. I won't take the rap for this.
Well, Doctor, we have another case for the county coroner. You see, the bat came back. Why did you come back, Doctor?
Well, I had an accident about a mile down the road. The right rear wheel of my car came off and I plunged into the ditch. This was the nearest house, so I came here to call for help. I thought I'd find you around, Andy.
Physician, heal thyself. You must have been hit by something on the back of your head.
I told you I had an accident.
So you did, Doctor. So you did. I could be wrong. But maybe I'm not. We shall see.
All right, Dale, let's start a new chapter. For days, the murders held the headlines. Lieutenant Anderson grilled us and ransacked the house from top to bottom. Warner was not placed under arrest, but his every move was watched. At night, except for a detective on guard in the house, the police and the reporters left us alone. And on one of those nights, without telling Lizzie or anyone else, I pursued a secret investigation of my own. It was in an empty room on the 3rd floor where we kept our trunks and other things.
Put him up, Pat. It's a bright idea to kill me in my own lab and let people think that I'm the bat. But you had to kill me first. What was it to be, ambush? And clever as you are, you're not smart enough to do that. Nor were you smart enough to find the money, though you came quite close to it. But I know where it is. And when you're dead with that sign pinned on your chest, I'm going to collect it and live happily ever after. He destroyed himself. How true that will be. Well, goodbye, Bat. Here's a serum that will heal you whether you're rabid or not.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Miss Cornelia. Miss Cornelia. Where would she be going at this time of night? Well, land's sake. I never. Oh. Mr. Davenport. Mr. Davenport. Oh, a fine thing. The door unbolted, the chain off, and you asleep on the job. Wait till Lieutenant Anderson hears about this. Come on, wake up. What's the matter with you?
I don't know. My head hurts. My whole body's numb.
Here, take a sip of this. Try to snap out of it. I'll be back in a minute. Hurry, will you? It's Lizzie. I'm terribly worried. I can't find Miss Cornelia anywhere, and something's happened to the policeman. I don't know what. Get Warner. Bring him to the drawing room. Tell him we need him. Are you all right now?
Yeah, I'll be all right in a minute. I remember now. I took a drink of wine from that decanter there. Miss Van Gorder told me to help myself.
She wouldn't put nothing in it?
Well, somebody did. Somebody who knew I was on duty here.
Then it was somebody that got Miss Van Gorder. I can't find her anywhere. Upstairs, downstairs, or in the basement. I told the housekeeper to get Warner.
Lieutenant Anderson will want to know about this. Hello. Yeah, this is Davenport at the Oaks. We've got trouble here. Well, for one thing, I was drugged. Yeah. But I must have been knocked out because the maid tells me Miss Van Gorder is missing. Well, you better call Anderson and let him know. He's not at home. Well, where is he? Out on a case? What case? Dr. Wells. What else did they tell you about it?
Oh, hurry, will you? We've got to find Miss Cornelia.
Okay. Lieutenant Anderson is out on a case. Dr. Wells was found dead in a room next to his garage, murdered.
Dr. Wells?
There's something queer about the killing of Wells, but headquarters won't talk about it.
Lizzie, Warner isn't in his room. There's no sign of him anywhere.
And I was supposed to keep an eye on that guy.
Where's Miss Cornelia? That's what I want to know.
Wait a minute. Didn't you say that the chain and the bolt were off of the front door?
I certainly did.
Well, maybe Miss Van Gorder went outside.
Oh, she never would. We better look.
I can't breathe. There's no air.
Miss Cornelia.
Oh, Miss Van
Miss
Gorder.
Cornelia. Miss Cornelia.
Miss Van Gorder.
Look. There's a light in that room on the 3rd floor. Were you up there tonight?
Well, of course I was, but I turned the lights out before I came downstairs.
Then Miss Cornelia might have turned them on again. That's where we're going to look first. Come on.
Yes, Lizzie. I'm here. Right here. Come to the mantelpiece.
Here we are, Miss Van Gorder. What do we do now?
Over the mantel, there are 5 panels. Strike it with your hand.
Which panel did you say, Miss Van Gorder?
Oh, I can't. I just can't.
Miss Van Gorder, which panel? We couldn't hear you.
She said strike it. What difference does it make which panel? Strike them all. Look.
Oh, it's all right now. It's all right, dear. Lizzie's here.
Feeling better?
Yes, much better.
We'll take you to your room.
Oh, no, you won't. I'm going to stay right here. I'm quite all right. Oh, how blessed it is to breathe without an effort. You know, no one knows how sweet the air can taste until someone shuts it off for a moment. That room is just like a box. When the mantelpiece closed, it seemed like all the air was drawn out of it. Look, there it goes again.
Let it close. I can open it from in here. There's a control panel behind this blueprint. Electric motor under the trap door here. Once the door is open, you can keep it that way. I believe that the fireplace in this other room opens the same way. And it does.
I tried to find this, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's back at this blueprint here. Well, it's quite a setup. Too bad we can't open that safe in the same way. Take an expert to crack this box or a shot of nitro.
Well, maybe that's what the bat had in mind.
Could be. Seems he's on the prowl tonight.
Miss Van Gorder, Warner has disappeared.
And Dr. Wells has been murdered.
Dr. Wells?
Lieutenant Anderson's on that case right now.
Well, does he know what happened here tonight?
They got word to him. He'll be here any minute.
What's that noise? Miss Van Gorder, the garage is on fire.
Scott, look at that.
Lizzie, put that light out in the other room. Now, where are you going?
to report the fire.
Well, you just stay right here.
Miss Van Gorder, the garage.
Well, let it burn. You watch the stair. Can't you see that fire was set to get us out of the house?
Out of the house? Were you talking about the...
Yes, I'm talking about the bat. Now that the lights are out, he'll think his trick has worked, and we've gone. He'll be here any minute.
Well, so will Lieutenant Anderson.
I hope so, but the bat will be here first. And he'll kill again if we're in his way. We've got to be as clever as he is.
But you'll be safer downstairs. I'll take care of you.
Well, the others can go, but I'm going to stay right here.
All right, but get out of sight.
Let's face it, ladies, and get it over with. Others have seen my face before they died, but I'll have to deny you that pleasure. This would make a good scene for your book, Miss Van Gorder, but I'm afraid you'll never write it.
That is Warner. I could tell.
You misjudged me, Miss Ellen.
Warner!
I don't like being a murder suspect, Miss Van Gorder. I was headed for a plane, but halfway to the airport, I changed my mind and came back. I'm glad that I did.
Why, it's Lieutenant Anderson. Yes, it was Anderson. He'd discovered the secret of the hidden room and was waiting to get into it and open up the safe. We found the money in it, a little over $1 million in 10s and 20s and 100s. Good old Andy. With all his ill-gotten gains invested in bank stock. It's rather a clever way to hide stolen money. In the open, as it were, and so respectable. But don't try it. No matter how clever you are, you can't hide murder. Well, that's it, Dale. That's the end.
Okay, you watched the entire movie. There's no way you did. Okay, we have to. This is going long, so we're gonna move right along. We want to talk about a couple more things Batman related. Okay, I'm not even gonna show my magazines. I do have a bat. I don't have motionettes or anything to do with. And this looks more real than most of the bats you see on a lot of the shows back. Ooh.
Because they look rubber. That feels good, actually.
The
air.
chandelier, I got on spotlights on us, and
most of the ones on movie are rubber, and
they're
the wheels just kind of.
But yeah, that's about all I have is moving bats. I do have stationary bats, but they're already out in the garage and in containers and stuff. But I did have that to run for you. Okay, I did have a bat. Okay. And the movie was okay if you watch it, I'm sure. So let's go on to a couple more things so we can wrap this up. The Dark Knight, 2008. That's when Heath Ledger became...
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, I say Keith.
Yes, you did.
Keith. He was an incredible...
Best, yes.
Yeah, he was an incredible Joker.
It's a shame what happened with him.
He was taking drugs. I mean, he was taking drugs. I don't think they were heavy-duty drugs, but it hit him wrong, and it killed him, okay? It killed him when he was in the middle of doing another movie that I liked of his. Can't think of it. Mr. Something's...
Yeah, the Imaginarium.
Yeah, it was good, and they had to have other people fill in, like, being him, and they kind of worked it as, like... That was a good movie, too, but a little weird. Best Joker, though. Best Joker. And he... took things very seriously, and that was a good movie. Okay, so but then they did Dark Knight Rises.
Let me talk about Dark Knight real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Harvey Dent was played by Aaron Eckhart. As a child, his first production was Charlie Brown. He played Charlie Brown. He also, I thought this was kind of funny, sorry. He said he used hypnosis to stop drinking, stop smoking, and stop partying. Okay, if that worked for you, all right. The other thing was Lucius Fox, played by Morgan Freeman. I love Morgan Freeman. As a kid, he was on The Electric Company on PBS. Boop. He also, because of the decline of honeybees, go figure, he has a 12-acre ranch that he turned into a bee sanctuary.
And keep in mind that the honeybee population is totally fine now. Anything that you hear about...
Because of his 12-acre ranch.
It's all because of that, yeah. There was a time where there was a disease going around for the honeybees, but that has all turned around, and of course the media lies about everything they say and exaggerates everything. So you can't believe anything they say.
All right, Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. Terrible movie. Terrible movie. I don't know who it was that played Bane.
Tom Hardy, I believe, was the one who played Bane.
And then it was, this person was supposed to be the evil one, and crap. They spent so much time with him down in the pit and trying to get out. Garbage. I mean, they after doing the Joker one and everybody loved it, and they come back with that garbage, and it was crap. That was a crap movie. 2012. Yeah. Is there anything else I want to say about that other than it was crap? It was crap. But, I wanted to mention on the previous movie, and she was, I don't know if she got killed in that movie with the Joker, the previous movie. Katie Holmes?
Yeah.
The Batman girls, and then her, she's a plain Jane. She's a plain Jane. He wouldn't have been dating her, okay? He wouldn't even have talked to her, even such as he was. She's a plain Jane. What was that movie that she looked hot in, being like a June Cleaver housewife with the longer, and she killed people, and yeah, she looked great in that, but still plain Jane great. So bad choice. Didn't she have plastic surgery?
I don't think so.
Isn't her name Gyllenhaal? I'm thinking of Gyllenhaal.
No, you're thinking of Gyllenhaal.
Who's Gyllenhaal? What movie is that?
She was in the second Batman, I believe. Katie Holmes was with the Scarecrow. Oh, and okay, so... Gyllenhaal was the one with Harvey Dent.
Okay, so the Joker had a hold of her and threw her out the window, and then
yes.
Okay. They both had something in common. They were both kind of plain Janes.
Yeah.
They're both kind of plain Janes. So I guess they didn't want the hot blonde to overshadow Batman. I don't know.
So on The Dark Knight Rises, John Blake was played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which we all remember him from Third Rock from the Sun. I don't remember what his character's name was in that. Do you?
I do. Go ahead.
He had a brother who was a fire spinner. I don't even know what a fire spinner is.
You have like a baton and you got a fire on each end, and you usually
alrighty.
do that in Hawaii with all your friends.
What I liked about him was he has 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. He has refused the media to give their names, how old they are, does not allow pictures to be taken of them, and the media made a big deal about that for a while, and it's like, no, if this guy wants to keep his children private, let him keep his children private.
I don't know what to say.
So he really stood up to them about that.
Okay, we're about to wrap it up. We're going to talk about very briefly, for a reason, the series Gotham. Okay, it was on from 2014 to 2019. We didn't watch it right at first. We got interested in it later. Okay, and we started watching, then we backtracked and watched it and stuff like that. But it's of course off the air now. That was an odd series where they basically showed Batman growing up as a kid, and you know,
right after his parents had died.
And they went through that where he turned into Batman at the very end of the series. Okay,
so you saw a bunch of the villains
as they
were turning into villains.
The Riddler and the Joker and
Penguin. Catwoman.
Yeah, and Poison Ivy was in it, and we liked it, but it was weird. And we're mentioning this too because at our Comic-Con, one of the villain's helpers that ended up helping out the Penguin too. He kind of flipped around. Whatever.
He was like an assassin.
He will be at our Comic-Con. The only person I really want to see at our Comic-Con. He's balder than me, and he had the double guns. Which, if I was going to do guns like that, I would do it just like that. He had the double guns on the side, where you grab your guns like that. You don't grab them like this, but you cross arms, and he had the double guns, and that was what he did. He was a killer, and he killed for whoever his boss was, and he used the double pistols. And he'll be at our Comic-Con. What's his name? His name on the show is Victor
Zsasz.
Even it's spelled weird, but yeah, his name's Anthony Carrigan. Yeah, I got written down.
He's also in the new Superman movie that's going to be coming out, which is going to suck.
Which 5 or 6 people will want to watch that. And but anyway, yeah, and he was on Bill and Ted's Face the Music. The last Bill and Ted, there was a killer robot by the name of, what was the name? Dennis Calab McCoy. That was the name of the killer robot on Bill and Ted Face the Music. That was him. That was him playing that part. So I did not know that until I realized when he was coming to the show. But we know him from Gotham. Oh boy, this probably went long, guys. So anyway, we'll cut it here, and a lot of Batman information, and we zoomed through it. But let's end it with one thing. I'm going to end the show with one thing. If you're still here, it's all worthwhile. Okay? I asked Patty this question the other day, and I know she's researched it and has the answer. What movie are they sitting around eating bats? Okay? And this is a comedic movie, and he says to his friend, partner, whatever you want to call it, how do you like your bat? And he says the guy's name, and the guy responds, medium rare. Okay, and then you see them sitting around eating bats. Okay,
I have no idea.
They're sitting in the desert. There's 3 of them.
3 amigos?
3 amigos. 3 amigos.
I had no idea.
How do you like your bat, Dusty? Oh, medium rare, Chevy Chase says. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I
it was
had
the
no
3
idea.
amigos. And then you hear them crunching on the bats that they're sitting around eating bats.
Lucky guess.
Yeah, so there you go. A bat trivia question, eating bats. The
And
3
I got
amigos.
it right.
The 3 amigos. Yes, the 3 amigos. Do you think she researched that and then told me she didn't do it? Yeah, I don't think I missed anything on that, but Patty used to cook me bats when we first were married. She's Southern, you know. She's from Tennessee. Well, she's not from Tennessee.
No, I'm not. I was
Her parents
born
were
right here.
But they used to cook bats, and then when we first got married, she cooked bats for me, and I really didn't care for them, but I ate them at the time. But now I told her, I said, I don't really care for bats, so we don't eat bats anymore. But I'm sure if we did, Dessa would suggest that we use the air fryer, because air frying meat is so much better, and making everything in an air fryer, I heard from everybody, is so much better than making it the traditional way. So if we ever do eat bats again, she don't cook for me anymore, we will air fry them. We'll have to go to Dessa's house. She's got an air fryer. Dara has an air fryer too, because
we bought it for Christmas.
Everybody's got an air fryer but us. But yeah, we will air fry our bats from now on. Okay, so thanks for watching The Bat and hearing way too much information on Batman. Join us next week, which will be our April Fool's Day show. April Fool's Day show. We're going to be filming it at night in this room. We're going to look out the windows. It's not going to be sunshine like it is now. We're going to be doing it on Friday night, a little bit right before the April Fool's show. And what we're planning on showing is Reefer Madness. We're planning on showing Reefer Madness and then commentating on Dude, Where's My Car? One of her all-time favorite movies. She's got 3 all-time favorite movies. Dude, Where's My Car? Trading Places, and Silver Streak. Those are her 3 favorite movies of all time. Yes, so yeah, I'm wearing a cape today for Batman's sake. By the way, I didn't know if you noticed I was wearing a cape, but I am doing it for Batman. But anyway, originally though, we were going to do Santos versus the Vampire Women, so we could do Nacho Libre. I was going to do that for April Fool's Day. If you tune in to next week's show and we're doing that, don't say, man, we were fooled. We did. I'm not betting my life we're going to do Reefer Madness this week, but that's the plan right now, okay? So you have to tune in for that, because she will tell us all her reefer stories about growing up smoking reefer. The marijuana, yeah. Oh, I don't even want to know half of her stories, you know, because the woman, you know.
I've never.
It's like my sister Ann, smoked all the time. But yeah, she's got probably stories that'll just be frightening to hear for our Reefer Madness show. Huh? You and your sisters? Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. So tune in next week. Maybe it might be slightly more entertaining. I don't know. Maybe it won't go as long. I don't know. Anyway, see you next time on the April Fool's show. I'm losing my train of thought here. April Fool's show on SpookShow Gravy.